But Joe, let's move right along, and we got to talk about it, man. Cincinnati Bengals. We're playing them Monday night. We know the weapons: Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins look like he's getting back in the fold. They no longer have Mixon, but they do have a couple guys in the backfield. And Will, after week one, man, I was like, bring them on. Bring them on this week. Even after we lost, I was like, oh, yeah. They lost to the Patriots. I was like, oh, I'm ready. Let's go. Yep. Bring them on. After last Sunday, where they went toe-to-toe with the Chiefs, might want to pump my brakes, man. What should we expect for the Bengals this coming week?
Well, not only did they go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs, now they got ticked off at how the game ended. So now they're extra motivated. They are ticked off, and it's a Monday night game. I'm like, oh, yeah, you could be setting this up worse for us right now. But so looking at their team, obviously their biggest strength is going to be their quarterback to wide receiver duo. And Jamar Chase is a top 3 wide receiver in the league. Easily. We have horrible corners. This is a concern for us, without a doubt. Is what are we going to do about Jamar Chase? I'm sure he's looking at this saying, oh, here we go. Monday Night Football. Here we go. Joe Burrow's had a little bit of a down start to the season. Maybe he's showing how much he misses T. Higgins. They've got some nice bookends on the offensive line with Orlando Brown, with former Ravens, if Nathan's still paying attention, Trent Brown, and then they also drafted Amarius Mims from Georgia. So they put some capital into the offensive line there. A sleeper player on their team, tight end Mike Gesicki.
Yep.
He seems to be getting a little bit of a revival. He's away from New England. He's got a better quarterback. So, offensively, they've got some weapons that we're going to be really concerned about, namely Jamar Chase. Can we do anything to slow them down? I am going to say the same thing I said about Devin Singletary here. Zach Moss doesn't scare me. I don't really think he's much, but you never know with our defense what's going to happen. And then on their defense, they put a lot of draft capital the last couple of years into the corners. We could take note of this. They've used first-round picks on Dax Hill. They've used second-round picks on Cam Taylor-Britt, who had a sick interception last week. They used a second-round pick on DJ Turner. So we could use some of that to get an influx of some young corner talent. And then, Trey Hendrickson's their pass rusher that we got to be worried about with our tackles. Our tackles aren't that great. So, there could be some issues. I don't think their defense is as scary as their offense is, but they've got some players back there as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They got some dogs. We know that. And, to your point about the defenses, this is nothing that I think we can't get past. Like, with what I've seen on offense, I'm confident enough in our run game if we can stick to it. And with Jada Daniels going that, okay, I think we can do it. What really scares me is something that we've talked about, man, at length, is their wide receivers and their quarterback against our secondary. Zach Moss, Chase Brown, a guy, I think is first or second year guy out of Illinois. I actually think he's a rookie. They don't put fear in my heart. I'm not worried about them. I think we'll be good, but I am deathly afraid of Jamar Chase. And if T. Higgins, he's questionable right now. If he plays in that game and they can get that 1-2 punch with a solid tight end, oh, man. And that is what opens up the holes for that run game. Yes. And that's where all of a sudden you get this guy with a cheap 15, a cheap 20-yard gash play where he hits us, and then all of a sudden now we're on our heels. So we're going to have to shut down that run and just, I guess, contain the secondary. It's one of those situations where we're going to have to get momentum, have to create turnovers, have to, play above our weight, because to your point, Monday night, prime time in Cincinnati, is a recipe for disaster. And the way things have looked, we could go down. But, going into this, I feel, maybe I'm foolish, I feel confident. I feel like we could get this done, Will. What do you think?
Well, the way that we can do it without giving away too much of the keys to victory, though, is the fact that our strength right now is running the ball, and that is the Bengals' weakness. So we talk about their strength being their wide receivers against our glaring weakness of our corners. They're giving up 120 yards to Ramondre Stevenson, 90 to Isaiah Pacheco. They're giving up more than 150 yards a game on the ground.
Yeah.
And we just ran for over 200 yards against the Giants. We just neutralized 2 pass rushers, and took them out of the game. So that, the key is going to be, can we prevent Joe Burrow from having all those chances to throw it to Jamar Chase? Can we limit the possessions during the game using our run game so that we're not having to worry about it? Let's gash what they're not good at.
Right. And if we can do that and keep them off the field, yeah, it could be a happy day. It could be a happy day.